Hi traders, and welcome to today's ACY Securities Forex Market Analysis. My name is Duncan Cooper and I will be your host. Today we'll be focused on the dollar index and the euro to US dollar. So first we'll look at the news items coming out for the week, and then we'll have a look at the charts. Hi traders, just like forexfactory.com, and now I'm going to be reviewing the euro US dollar today, and so I just want to look at the news items that can affect that pair throughout the week. So it's a very light news week for the euro US dollar. A very minor news item coming out today. These times are my time, Queensland time, Tuesday 7 PM, German IFO business climate. But looking at the red calendar events going through the week into Thursday 11:30 PM my time, we've got the US prelim GDP coming out, and then on Friday 11:30 PM my time, a US core PCE price index. Okay, so those are the news items coming out. Sorry about the birds in the background. We've got a nice sunny day here, and the birds are enjoying the sunshine outside. Alright, so that's the news items coming out. Very light week. So with that in mind, let's get to the charts. First up, I want to just discuss the dollar index. So I'll just move to that chart. And this is the monthly look. And we're just slightly negative on the month at the moment, but when we get down to lower time frames, you'll probably start to think maybe price is heading up. So long term at the moment, we're in a long-term monthly uptrend, and we're just getting above this old level of resistance here at 95.95. Okay, so trading within the candle of last month. To the weekly, we have a higher top. Potentially we're putting in a higher bottom here. Yes, MACD's crossed down, but it's just starting to look like it's putting maybe a higher bottom in here to the last bottom. Last week we closed above this monthly resistance level that I was just discussing from the monthly chart at 95.95. So 95.95, so approximately 96, maybe becoming support now for the dollar index. So we could well see these old weekly tops challenged. Okay, so watch that. And the day chart, MACD is starting to cross up. We don't have a higher top yet, but we have a double bottom, higher bottom, second higher bottom area coming in here. Positive day today. Just double checking that. Don't want to say the wrong thing. Sorry, that's yesterday. Today's day hasn't started yet because the dollar index is still closed, but that's the day of the 21st, and the next day hasn't quite started plotting on the chart. But what you can see is that we're getting some positivity. If we dip below 95.95, we're closing above over the last two closes there. Okay, so we may well be heading up. So more into that. If we break above 96.43, that's definitely looking like a very newly formed uptrend on the day chart, and then pairs to the US dollar, I'm sure will start to show downtrends forming. So keep your eye on that. If we do move above 96.43, pairs to the US dollar should be moving down. So then watch on the dollar index, 97.68. That's the next monthly level of resistance that we're heading towards. Okay. All right. So keep your eye on the dollar index. What is that doing? It's looking a little bit positive at the moment. Alright, so get to the euro dollar, it should be doing the opposite. So I'm going to start on the weekly chart, and last time I reviewed this pair, I think it was on the 1st of February, we were down in this area here, and I was suggesting that long term, because we had broken the low of last year, that long term we may be heading down towards monthly support at 108.79. Now that's still possible. We've had a very strong rally, hawkish news from the Eurozone interest rate decision. Even though interest rates didn't change, the verbiage was more hawkish, and price shot up to, rallied up to 114.82 weekly resistance, and it's held there. It's reversed, so there's a possibility here that there's a double top forming at weekly resistance. So the question is, where to now? So just to discuss the lines that I've got drawn in on the chart, we've got weekly resistance at 114.82. and then weekly support at 112.21, 111.86, 111.21. So if price is going to move down, it's got 3 barriers ahead of it if we're going to break down and show a double top pattern. Okay, if it is a true double top, if I measure the height of the pattern below, the 200% level comes down at 107.59. That's below monthly support, so if I was having a long-term target, I would be using monthly support at 108.79 for this pattern. Okay. All right, so is there a double top forming here? Time will tell. But we do have a fractional higher top here. There's always the chance. I get my drawing tool, just looking at this weekly chart. There's always a chance that we've moved up to just to a higher top. This is a pullback, and we're going to move that way long term. There's always that chance. Okay, so even though we do technical analysis and we might see a pattern forming that might suggest a double top, there's also that implication there of a higher top there. We could put in a higher bottom, and then we could move that way. All right. But what I'm anticipating is that maybe we are seeing a double top with the negativity from the Ukraine at the moment. Will Russia invade? There's every chance this double top could come in and we move through weekly support levels down to monthly support. Okay. So to the daily, trend on the day is just starting to form a lower top here. And if we put in support and resistance, so my resistance I'm getting from over here, 113.86. In my weekend analysis video, I was discussing that that should be considered as resistance if we move back up to it, and we did retest it yesterday and trade it down. Nice inverted hammer from that level yesterday, and this level over here I'm using as support, 112.72. Alright, so MACD is crossed down. We've kind of triple topped on the day chart at 114.82. Then we've moved below what could have been support here. Moved below, back up, became resistance, retagged it yesterday. So in general terms, the trend is starting to form a downtrend, moving down, forming a lower top. We just need now a lower bottom. So what I'm looking at on the day chart is we've obviously failed there yesterday at 113.86 area. We're moving down. Can we break 112.72 support on the day chart? We could if we keep getting positive then negative news from Ukraine, then this could just keep in consolidation. And if you look left, we had a long period of consolidation in that area previously through November, December. So that's a possibility. But if we do get negative news and maybe war, then we're probably going to be moving down through daily support and then coming down and challenging these levels of weekly support that have been formed over the last few months. Alright, so how do we engage? So what I'm going to be looking for is I'm going to be moving down to my 4-hour chart. What I can see is we've moved into a downtrend on the 4-hour here. We actually did have a lower bottom here, but then rallied up on positive Ukraine news yesterday for a while before rejecting 113.86 daily resistance and back to a lower bottom. So in the short term, what would be ideal is on the 4-hour chart that we come up, have a rally. It could rally. Let me just get rid of that. If I draw a fib in, it could rally back up now. Could still rally back up and retest resistance where it's just come from. But in an ideal world, what I'd like to see is some form of a rally. If this keeps moving down, I'll keep dragging my fib down, but a rally to a 62 level or a 79 level. If we can hold it at one of those levels and start to see a failure on a lower time frame, I'm going to look to sell for the move down to do a test of 112.72, and if that can break, then holding the position for the move down the range. Now it might not rally today, so what do we do then? If it continues down today, the question would then be, can we see a break of support? So if we continue down, what I'd like to see is we break 112.72 support, we rally back up, that now becomes new resistance, like what price action did up here. That becomes resistance, and then look for an opportunity to sell, to trade down, to test weekly support, weekly support, weekly support, all the way down like that. Okay, and then as I was saying, if you can manage to hold a position, then on the weekly chart with this double top, I'll just re-put in my fib. If we do manage to really break down and we break this level of weekly support at 111.21, the double top target would be down at 107.59. That might be a bit too adventurous because you need to break monthly support. So targeting 108.79 monthly support if we can get a break of weekly support here at 111.21. Okay, alright traders, that's my analysis for today. Have a great trading week. Look forward to seeing you next time.
Want a real opportunity to improve your trading? Join Duncan Cooper in his free 15-part webinar series designed to help you improve all areas of your trading. The upcoming webinars for this week: 22nd of February, Trade Setups, Swing Point Break. Duncan will teach you a simple trade setup using a swing point break and combine some of the tools that we've learned in the previous webinars. He will take you through the entry criteria, stop loss, and profit target levels. 23rd of February, Forex Trading, Live Market Analysis. During this webinar, Duncan will review 12 currency pairs, determine the key support and resistance trading levels for the week ahead, discuss his favorite risk to reward trading opportunities, and answer your trading questions. 24th February, Trade Setups, Limit Order at a support or resistance zone. Building on what we've learned, Duncan will teach you how to use a limit order at a support or resistance zone. He will show you how to identify and use this trade setup correctly on your charts and apply it to your trading. Register at the link below.